All right, welcome to today's client support webinar. Sorry for the delay. We had trouble getting into GoToWebinar this morning. All right, but we're in now, and I think we're all set. Hopefully you can hear me good enough, and we are recording, so there you have it. All right, so for the recordings you can go into the client support area, right, and retrieve them in there. And we put a lot of them on our YouTube channel, but they're hidden, okay, because we like to keep these private. So you do need to log into the client support portal to access those recordings, okay? So that's really super important. Hope everybody's doing great. And by the way, happy holidays, all right? Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Have a good one. We will be back next Wednesday. So even though it's kind of a holiday week, we will be here. So please feel free to come back with any questions. And if you have any questions now, feel free to type those in the chat area, okay? Or actually the questions area. All right, you should see a questions area where you can, of course, type in anything. All right, before I get started, Gene, anything you want to talk about today or announcements you need to make?
Well, just a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everybody, because I can't believe it's upon us. So hope everybody's having a great time, and that's really all I had to say. Ben, back to you.
Okay, great. And also too, just so you know, Friday we're going to be here for Stock Analysis Friday. So that's always a fun time, and you're certainly invited to that. That's on YouTube primarily. I think we also broadcast on LinkedIn, so you can also join us there as well. But if you join us on YouTube, just open up a free account, because I don't think they let you do the comments unless you do that. So that's something people always encounter when they first log in and don't have a YouTube account. But anyway, easy to get, it's free. So you can do that and get prepared before we start. And we always find a handful of good stocks. We have to look through a lot. Our last session was an hour, hour and 40 minutes or something?
It was a long one.
Yeah, it was a long one because we had a lot of people there and a lot of people had stocks there. And we looked at a lot of stocks. I would say probably over 50. And we found a handful of really good ones. So it pays to come. And of course, then we put the recording up as well. So definitely join us, but I'd love to have you
Put the link up.
Stocks. What's that, Gene?
I'll also put the link up for the access to the YouTube Stock Analysis Fridays. And Ben, also another quick question for everybody, just a favor. If you could type into the questions area, that would be super helpful, just to let us know you can hear the audio and see the webinar screen. That would be really great. All right, then, back to you.
All right, thank you. All right, so let me go through the administrational items here and get those always over with, all those fun things like the risk control disclaimer and stuff like that. And there are risks involved in trading. And that's one of the things I think, especially as a new trader, it's kind of, you're so excited about trading that you kind of jump into the markets and don't think about the fact that, hey, not every trade wins, right? Once you've been around the block a little bit, that becomes a normal part of preparation, but when you're new, you don't always think about that. And so what I'm pretty happy about is we've been able over our last, what have we been in business now? 25 years, I guess. Basically,
long time.
What's that, honey?
Long time.
Long time, yes. And you might want to mute your mic because there might be feedback that comes through that. Sometimes we get that when I look at the recording. So mute that out, and then if you can always cut it on when you need to say anything. But in any case, so what I was going to say there is we've been able to help a lot of people, and it's been really satisfying because a lot of folks just starting out in trading kind of don't really focus on that risk control thing. So that's really, really important. So I'm glad to say I think I've gotten a lot of email from people that have really said that has made a big difference in their trading. So that makes me really happy. I think back on the times when we started this whole operation. It was actually 1998, and I'll give you a little history real quick. We started back then, and there wasn't much in the form of technology. Having a website was very rudimentary, so to speak. Not much glamour. I mean, you had one, but basically they didn't have things like this where we can talk to you real time, so to speak. Everything was texting and chatting and things like that. And it's come a long way, and it's kind of been fun to see it unfold, and it will continue to unfold. So always an exciting time, all right? And thank you. Merry Christmas to you guys out there, and Happy New Year as well, okay? So, all right, so anyway, back to that, I got a little diverted there. Back to the risk control situation. So, we deal in a realm of probabilities, not certainties. I think, but pretty much everybody here knows that. We've been around the block for the most part, a lot of the long-term clients I see there. And you have to be able to prepare yourself for that. And we do that by, of course, calculating our trade size, knowing where to put our stops. It's all a combination of elements that you have to hone in order to get it down and practice with it, okay? There's nothing wrong with paper trading or simulated trading while you get all the basics out of the way. You learn your order entries, because it's different from brokerage to brokerage. And I'm always learning something new in even the brokerage. I'll update something, or I wasn't aware of how to do something that makes things a lot easier. So when you kind of experiment like that, it's really good to do it without having real money in the markets, because it makes it a stressless situation. So I think that's really super important. Also, too, please trade with money you can afford to risk, called risk capital. All right, that's really important. Don't be trading your rent or your mortgage, okay? Not a good idea. And also, too, past performance doesn't guarantee future performance. I know you've heard that before. And again, that comes under the probability matrix of basically what we do in life, so to speak. Sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong, even though we do things in the right way, okay? So that means if you have an edge in the markets, you're still gonna get stopped out. So you always have to use risk control. And then finally, run everything we talk about here by your financial advisor. If you're thinking about acting on any of the information here, just talk to them about it to make sure it's suitable for you. If we look at a stock, hey, it may be a great trade, but maybe not be suitable for you. So definitely check with them on that. All right, books available. Money Management for Traders is a great book, second from the right, on implementing a risk control program into your trading, which is what we were talking about. Spent quite a bit of time on that. It is a stripped down version of the Trader's Money Management System on the far left, but it gives you what you need to know to get up and running right away. And then a more comprehensive, deeper dive is the Trader's Money Management System on the far left. Then I have Ellie Wave Technique Simplified, published by McGraw-Hill. I've got the Art of Trading, second edition, coming out by Wiley. So we're busy, okay? We've been super busy here, and we're ending another great year. All right, so the ultimate trading system is, of course, my software, right? All right, so there it is. So we got the ART, the OWL, PTF, TLM, ERI, and then we got scanners, and then risk control software, okay? And there's many different ways to use our software. So when you buy our software, we give you some basics on how we suggest using it. But, again, your psychology is going to determine, what pyramid you put your stop on based on a variety of different factors. You may be using the Elliott wave, you may be trading off a bottom. So all of those things call for a little bit different way of handling the situation. The software gives you information, and from that information, you can make your own decisions. And so that's why it's not a black box system. And I never will use a black box system, because basically they don't work over time. And so what you want to do is create a system that works for you on various different types of market cycles. And that's what it's all about. And that's why you can come here, because we'll be glad to help you, of course, with different questions you have. All right, that's the whole point of client support. And there's very few vendors. I'm going to pat ourselves on the back, because there's very few vendors that do this. All right, a lot of them will sell you the software and then they're gone. All right, or if you want help, you've got to sign up for their expensive tutorial. Okay, so, and we have not raised our prices in 4 years, even through COVID. I don't think we raised them, actually it might have been 7, because I don't think we had them raised at all in COVID. All right, so our prices are probably pretty good compared to a lot of other trading systems. All right, so we've been really trying to keep things pretty consistent on that. And also too, sometimes around the holidays, you get a discount, but that's it, okay? And you know, things like we have payment plans, if that helps you, okay? Now remember, with payment plans, you don't get a discount, okay? You get whatever the payment plan says you get at that point. So if you choose a payment plan, all right, the benefit of the payment plan is you get the monthly payments without any interest, okay? So that's why you don't get a steeper discount that you may see at certain times during the year. Also too, don't forget we have remote services, but that costs money, all right? And it pisses people off when we tell them, okay, you gotta pay, you know, $395 for remote services because it's been more than 30 days since you got your software, and they don't like it. But you know what, I gotta pay somebody for that. So it's not a profit center for us. So if you don't like it, install the software yourself. We give you all the instructions. We can't help it if you haven't installed Windows updates for a year and things don't work. But if you get the remote services, we'll help you with that, okay? So that's there as a service only. Don't get mad at us because we charge you for it and you think that's unfair, because it's not. Because we give you 30 days upfront free of that service to get you squared away when you purchase software. So you really, you know, you don't have an argument on that, okay? You really don't. All right, so there, that kind of thing. All right, let me just make sure everybody can see the screen. Alexander, it looks like you're having a tough time over there. Screen is only...
Alexander's back and up and running.
Up and running, okay, good, all right. Yeah, good, okay. Okay, looks like you tried several times there, right? I'll tell you, we had a hard time getting in this morning too, okay, just so you know. So there may be something a little wonky going on with GoToWebinar, so it may not be you, Alexander, just so you know, all right? Okay, so, you know, and you can buy our software a la carte, you can buy it as a bundle, whatever works for you. All right, so let's come out of here and talk a little bit about charts and so forth. I'd be very interested to know what platforms are being used out there right now. Let me know what platform you're using. Because our software works on multi-charts, it works on TradeStation, it works on eSignal, MT4 and MT5, and I think that's about it. All right, okay, most people are using, interesting, NinjaTrader, okay, which is what I have up here. Few on TradeStation, good. All right, now, how are all the updates working on the platforms for you guys? Okay, because we've tested them and you should be able to update to the latest version on just about everything. And if you have a problem, you let us know. Now, another question for you, okay, is how many people know about the TC forum? How many people know about the TC forum? That is inside the customer hub area. So it's inside the VIP area. And the reason I bring that up is because whenever we do an update of the software, I announce it in there. And what that system does, if you are part of the, you know, you join as a member, it's, you know, it's free, okay? You just got to go in there and join. It will email you anytime anybody posts anything in there. So when I post something like a software update, it emails you. So you kind of should check that when you get an email to see what the update is for. Sometimes it may be for TradeStation, sometimes NinjaTrader, sometimes MT4, sometimes eSignal, etc. Okay, so it all depends. Okay, yeah, good. A lot of people know about that. Good. Cool. All right. Question I have for those of you using NinjaTrader. Are you able to get the TD Ameritrade data in yet? Because there was an issue with that for some people. Jim, I don't think, I see you're here. I'm not sure if that was a problem you had or not. I think you were okay on that, right? I'm not sure if you use, I think you use, yeah, you use NinjaTrader, but I wasn't sure if you use for stocks, if you use the TD Ameritrade. Okay, so Jim always uses TD for stocks. And that works fine for you, right? No problems on that? Excellent. Okay. Al, I don't know if you're here because we've got a lot of people here today, but I knew you were having trouble with that. I'd be interested if you're here to let me know if you're still having issues with that. Because apparently, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, did they release that type of integration in different steps, so to speak? In other words, they may have initiated it with one group, and when that group is done, they go another, or did they do it all at once? I'm not sure exactly how they did that. In any case, it looks like everything is okay for majority of
I
people.
think Al is not here, but last I talked to him, I think it has to do with the Schwab integration with TD Ameritrade. So
Right.
that's why, yeah.
But Jim has that too. And Jim is okay with that. He's
Yep.
able to use the TD Ameritrade data. So I think they were releasing or doing the update in waves, but I'm not sure if that's right or not. But that's what I had heard.
I think that is right. Yep.
All right. Yes, you can update to the latest Ninja. It tested fine. All right, let's see. Thank you, Jim. Merry Christmas to you as well. All right. A lot of Merry Christmases. Oh, thank you, everybody. You too. Okay. All right. So let me just go through if there's anything Alexander uses. Now you use TradeStation, Thinkorswim as well. Okay. And you do not have a problem, Alexander, either? Okay. He did have issues on NinjaTrader using TD Ameritrade. Do you still have issues? Now this is interesting. This is really interesting. So Jim is saying, I haven't been updated yet to Schwab, which is TD Ameritrade. So you're still able to connect, I guess, the way you always had before, right? Through TD Ameritrade, is that correct? I guess if they update you to Schwab, I wonder if that's going to kick you off at that point. That's kind of interesting. Now, Alexander, are you been converted to Schwab yet, or are you still with TD Ameritrade, so to speak? I guess, how do you know if you are, Jim? Is it something you get connected to, or when you log in using your normal TD Ameritrade account? We have TradeStation, but I use their TradeStation account. Okay, Jim says they notify you. Okay, so you have not been notified yet, is that correct? Okay, well then that's why you're working, I guess. If you get notified, you may not work, I guess. Now, let me ask Alexander, did you get notified? Okay, so Alexander got notified, whereas Jim did not get notified. And so Jim, that's probably why you're okay still. They still have you under the old servers at TD Ameritrade. All right, that makes sense to me. All right, the unfortunate thing though, is it sounds like they're converting people in waves, and if they convert you, they may not have it fixed yet where you can get TD Ameritrade and Ninja. Kind of interesting, huh? All right, so you may want to shoot an email off to Ninja and see what their latest deal is with that, so you can be ready if there's any changes they want you to make, okay? And that goes for everybody. So for those people using NinjaTrader and have not yet converted to Schwab, your NinjaTrader should be getting data from TD Ameritrade, okay. You've been converted, you won't. But what I would do is I think everybody using NinjaTrader that is going to use either TD Ameritrade data currently and then be switched to Schwab or have already been switched, they should contact Ninja and ask them what the status is on that, okay? And then share that with the group next week, okay, Jim, if you're here? How many are going to be here next week? Because it is the holiday week. We will be here, okay? Okay, we will be here. Thanks, Jim. Okay, so we will be here. Okay, Jim, good, you'll be here. Okay, so you can share it with the group then next week. Great. All right. So anyway, these webinars, each week, sometimes I go over some educational content, and sometimes we talk about things like we're talking about today, connections or software. And if you're having any issues with things like that, let me know. Services are always something you can ask me about. But as a whole, how happy is everybody regarding our customer service? I'd be interested to know in that, because customer service is really important to me. And I think that's what's really kept us doing so well when a lot of other people seem to be struggling in this industry. All right, it's a big pet peeve for me. All right, well, oh my gosh. All right, excellent, good, like it. Good, 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 good. Thank you. All right, good, all right. Well, that's good. Okay, so, and again, if you have any feedback you want to give us, send it in. You can send it to me. You can send it to support@traderscoach.com. If anything comes up during the week, we have a ticketing system, so you can use that, or you can just send it to support, either or. They'll see it. Kind of nice to have it in a ticket though, because then basically it's easy to reference. But you can do it either way. All right, everybody getting ready for the holidays? All right, so for stock and options, I use, in NinjaTrader, I use the Kinetic, my Kinetic. So I pay for that. So what that does, they have free end of day data in Ninja, but you cannot use that data to get any data on intraday charts. So, I like to when I look at stocks, I like to look at the 60-minute chart, so I always have to have real-time data for that. And so I pay for that. But it's Kinetic, and it's just works really well. I have no problems with it. So it's real good. And then I have a futures account with them as well. All right, so I get the data for futures that way. And then on TradeStation, I have a regular account with them as well. And the other thing too is if you change accounts or start out new, definitely get to know what their orders are, because some of the orders are a little different from platform to platform, and they call them different things, okay? So make sure when you place an order, either to get in the market or get out with an exit, you know what order to use for that, okay? Okay, good. All right, Alexander, I like the Wednesday and Friday meetings. Good, well, we're really happy to have you here, okay, good. All right, let's see. Stock analysis Friday rocks. Okay, good. Thank you. I'll tell you, the more people we get, the more stocks we look at. So it's been growing pretty steadily. So pretty good, I would say. Also, too, let me ask a question. Even if you don't attend Stock Analysis Friday, how many people are subscribed to our YouTube channel? Because I would highly recommend that, because I also put up some market information there every week. So you may want to make sure you subscribe to that. Just to the YouTube channel. Jeannie, why don't you put the link up there in case people aren't sure where the link is? I mean, you can get it from the website on the upper header of the page, but just put it in there in case people don't know how to find us. All right. Anything else? Well, next week we'll dive into a topic, but I kind of, it was kind of nice to just chit chat today and cover a couple things here. Also too, when you download the software, okay, the instructions on how to install it are included in the download file. So a lot of people don't realize when they download that zip file where the software is, there's also, if you open up that zip file, there's a lot of information in there. There's not only the installer, which is called the setup file, which is an exe file, but there's also PDF files and on instructions on how to install it for your particular platform. So, you know, make sure you realize that everything you really need is in there. And of course, if you need help, you know, and you want to pay for the remote services, you can certainly do that. Okay, that's why it's there. And Mark does a good job on that. And even if you're having problems on your computer, let's say you need to install Windows software updates or need help with various things, that remote services is when he can help you do that. All right, so some people are kind of, they may have a problem they want help fixing on their computer, not necessarily just software, and he's pretty good at that. All right, anything else? Going once, going twice. All right, well, I think that's it then for today. All right, so listen, again, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and have a great one and a great time with your families and a safe time. And we will see you back here next Wednesday, okay? All right, you're welcome. Oh, my pleasure. All right, everybody, have a good one, and thanks so much, okay? Happy holidays.